Hello everyone, Specter here and welcome to Star Citizen. Today is the Defensecon 2953. So it's for Drake Interplanetary as, well, Drake it seems like being kicked out from the Invictus showroom due to its reputation. That's what I heard. So, well, if it's wrong, sorry about that. Anyway, let's get to it first. Okay, so over here is a Cutlass Black. So this ship is a medium cargo freighter. It can house 46 SU worth of cargo. Also, this ship you can treat it as a medium fighter, as it's got a lot of firepower according to its weapons and missiles. And also you can treat it as a transport to house any kind of ground vehicles like the mining rock or cyclones. So you can enter the ship via this button. So this is the place for you to house those 46 SCU worth of cargo. You got some seats over here. You can carry some friends or some troops if in the future, which is quite handy. And you can put the vehicles inside of here as well, which is why many people use it for rock mining. Over here is a bridge or like a crew compartment, you can say. So you have some beds in here for you to lock out and lock back in, as well as there's a turret in here. You can enter it via this place. So this turret can house 2 size 3 laser repeaters or other weaponries, which is quite handy. At the front you can see there's a pilot seat and a co-pilot seat at the back here. But anyway, all the Drake ships got a feature, which is they are all without any kind of ejection features. So it means that when your ship got something wrong, you will go down with the ship. Over here you can see there's a Cutlass Steel. You may ask why I know that why this is a steel instead of black, because at the side, the door, you will see some ballistic Gatling guns in here. Those are for the personnel on board to clear up the landing zone. As well as at the back, you will have a Gatling gun here to clear out the landing zone. But comparing to the other Cutlasses, for the real price point of view, this ship is quite expensive, because other Cutlasses cost less than 200, while this one costs over 200. And comparing to the Cutlass Black, you do not have any cargo spaces in here, but instead you can house a lot of people, which is quite useful if it's in the future, but for now it's quite useless because no one really wants to stuck themselves in the same vessel for now. At least they rather to bring their own, unless you're performing some sort of role playing and stuff. Then it means that it's not very necessary for you to own a lot of seats in here. Over here is the same as the other Cutlasses, except for the Cutlass Red, of course. You got a turret in here. On backs again, you got some gun racks, which is not very useful for now, and there's a button for you to access to the ship's inventory. And now you can press an I to solve this problem. Maybe in the future it would be much more useful, but for now it's not. Again, pilot seat at the front and co-pilot seat at the back. So let's move on. Alright, so this one is the Cutlass Red. Comparing to the other classes, this one is for rescue. So it means that although you got similar weaponries, but you do not come up with missiles. But instead, I would say not instead, but more so, you do not have a turret on top of it, but instead you will have a turret for searchlights. Comparing to the steel as well as the black, you got an airlock at the side of it, because you do not need to have a quick access or like exit from your ship, but instead you need to have a secured place for you to hold, to get in and out of the ship in space. Alright, so over here via the ramp you can access to the ship, and this one you can get up to 12 SCU worth of cargo in here, or you can still be able to house a mining rock size vehicle in here, ground vehicle. But it's a little bit tight though, so it means that when you need to park your rock in here, you make sure the rock is like facing towards this door. Yeah, because if you don't, then you'll have a hard time to get inside the ship. Over here you got 2 med beds in here. A long time ago you can set it as a response point, but now you cannot. You just be able to like simply just get on it and heal yourself those tier 3 injuries. And here you got 2 extra beds for your medical crew, and you got 2 airlocks in here. So this crew compartment and pilot seats are the same, except here you got a toilet. So this is a toilet, not a turret, because you do not have a turret in here. So the searchlight is operated by the co-pilots over here. So you can enter the searchlight and then like yeah, and look around the wrecks and find the injuries, the wounded personnel. So this one is the Cutlass Blue. You got an kind of like interdiction device on board to prevent people or criminals to escape. So it means that it is a kind of bounty hunter favorite or security favorite vessel, similar to the Cutlass Red, except you can see the glass is different. So on board of it, similar to the Cutlass Red, you got 12 SCU worth of cargo space in here for the cargo bay, and you can still put a ground vehicle in here that's share the size as the rock mining vehicle. Over here in this compartment is like housing your targets. If you need to bring them alive, then you need to put them inside of this like chambers. But for now it's not useful at all. So yeah, it's just for looking for now. Here you got 2 airlocks at the sides, and the crew quarter as well as the cockpit will be the same as the Cutlass Black and Cutlass Steel. So it is the feeling of getting yourself into the pilot seat for the Cutlass Blue, because as you can see without the bars, as same if you look at the Cutlass Red over there, so they are all sharing the similar feature for the Cutlass Red, Steel and Black. For the cockpit, the glass, you got some bars on board on it, so it means that it will block some of your sight. But for the Cutlass Blue, it's not the case, which makes it better for dog fighting. and increase your awareness around your ship. Alright, so let's move on. Okay, so this is a Caterpillar, a cargo ship. It's a modular cargo ship as well. You can treat it as a kind of container ship, or like the semi-trucks and stuff in real world in Star Citizen. You got some NPC stuck in the platform here. So this ship is being divided into 3 different kind of compartments. Because modular, as I said, you got the commanding modules in here for the bridge of the ship, a propulsion module for the container, and the container part, of course. So these ramps are supposed to be designed as a kind of elevator. You can lower them down to load up your cargo and load back up, but for now it's not useful, as same as at the front here. So the only place for you to enter the ship would be via this elevator downstairs here. And you got a manned turret at the bottom of the ship. So in here you can see some gun racks in here. It means that your crew, before they go outside, you can just simply store your guns, and then they can just grab it and to exit your ship. And at the front you can see there's a crew compartment in here for you to eat and drink, as well as to take some rest or log out and log back in. And at the front it would be the cargo section. If it's full of cargo, you'll not be able to walk in here because, well, those cargo boxes will block your way. The only way for you to get through all the compartments will be via this corridor upstairs here. So this is the front of the ship. If you're performing piracy by using this ship, you can put a lot of vehicles in here. For example, you can put the Mirai Fury in here to make this Caterpillar as a kind of pocket carrier. Or a lot of Dragonflies if you want it. At the back of it would be the engineering section, as same as the propulsion section. You got an engineering station over here to man everything, like look at the status of the modules. And this one is a turret that can reach downstairs, I believe. And this staircase can help you to reach to the command module. Over here is a tractor beam station, which can help you to load up your cargo faster. So this one is still got a lot of modules in here. And this one you can get down there and get back to the engineering station that I talked about. Alright, so in here you got the command modules in here. As same as the Cutlasses here. You got a co-pilot and pilot seat here. And also you got some extra seats over here for your crew member. Down here is a kind of crew quarter for your command modules, because this one you can treat it as an individual ship, so you can have some separate life support in here, as well as a toilet over here. So in the future, probably have this ship be able to kind of like separate from the modules and to act like an individual ships. And this one, yes, is a corridor. But for now, you need to stick with the ship. Alright, so this one is a cutter. So back in 317, point, I forgot what is that. But anyway, it's a new ship. Back in the IAE last year. So it's quite unique though for me. I personally own one. But before that I owned the Titan. And this ship, why I want to have this ship, because, well, there are a lot of reasons, but anyway, that ship, the Titan, when I bought it, it wasn't LTI, so I just melted. And to change this ship, which I got it with an LTI on it. So this one is, since it's a new ship, you got a lot of access to it. So you can press these buttons to kind of open something. But of course, all the modules are not really physicalized yet, so you can't really do anything to it. What I mean is that if these kind of thing, you probably can fix it in the future and pull it out as well. But for these, it's not developed yet, so that's why it's empty. This ship, you can put full SU worth of cargo in here. You can stack them up in here without blocking your way to get inside the ship, which is fine. But of course, you can stack more, but those extra boxes will not be secured. Over here is a crew compartment for yourself. You got a shower and washroom in here. A bed for you to lock out and lock back in. I believe that this one is some sort of like, inventory, which you can press I to solve it instead of pressing the button. You got a pilot seat over here. As same as the other Drake ships, you do not have a escape mechanism. But in order to prevent yourself being cooked, you can deploy this one. Which is not deploy for some reasons. Can I retract it?
That's why Drake Interplanetary builds ships that not only provide function and power at a price that we can afford, but provide peace of mind.
Well, it seems like it's not working. It didn't show anything. So what does it mean? It means that when I press the button, you're supposed to have some armored plating in here to protect your side, which increase a little bit more for your ship. But anyway, it's not working right now. I can't show it to you. Alright then, let's move on. Okay, so this ship is the Drake Herald. It's a small data ship, a medium data, sorry. These pods are supposed to be able to kind of remove from the ship in order to carry it around and have a flexible, increase your flexibility for your missions to retrieve data or anything else. Here you got two big engines in here, which can provide a lot of acceleration for your ship, which means this ship is kind of rocket to many people. So usually you would find that the ladder would be on the left hand side of the ship, but this Herald would be on the right hand side. It's quite unique though, so let's get on it. And if you can see it, I just get through the door for some reasons. Anyway, so you have some beds in here. I mean, you got a bed in here for you to rest. A washroom in here. A toilet that you don't have a door. But this thing is, well, you can treat it as a one-person vessel. Or if you want it, you can carry another person for supporting like data retrieval and stuff in here. But if you got two people, then you better watch it because this washroom cannot be closed. So this is how it looks like if you get into the pilot seat. It's a fun ship to fly around, but for now it's not very useful. So you can try it out. You can still be able to perform some box delivery missions though, but it's not very useful for the other kind of missions unless they developed the data retrieve or deliver missions in the future. Over here you can see there is a Buccaneer. So as a fighter type of the Drake Interplanetary, it's quite rugged, strong, and hard to be destroyed. So you got a lot of firepower on board, especially for that size 4 weaponries on board here. For now it's a ballistic Gatling gun, but you can change it into other weaponries, or you can replace it with a turret that can house 2 size 2 weaponries, as long as I remembered. At the wingtip you got size 1 in here as well, which is quite powerful. But there's a downside though, because for this ship at least, what I experienced a long time ago is that when I fly around with this ship for quite some time, then it turns out the glass will getting dirtier and dirtier. So it means that you must go back, return to base, and like to pay for a fee to repair so that they can clean up your, the glass. Which is quite annoying though, because it's just like got some frosty thing on the window and you can't really get rid of it by yourself. Okay, so over here is a Vulture, Drake Vulture, salvage ship. A light salvage ship released in 318, which I personally own one. If you watch my videos, you know that. And this ship got a very good thing. You can just simply press it and then you can eject some boxes, and also you can create your own attachments and also the tractor I mean the multi-tools, by using the material you retrieved, which is very handy because sometimes if you really forgot about your multi-tools and it turns out you can't really do anything with the boxes once if they are ejected from the machine.
Defensecon's a great opportunity to take a look at the real ships.
So here, these places you're supposed to be able to open and retrieve something larger or the whole of the ship, but for now you can only using these kind of salvaging kind of mining head stuff to retrieve the whole material from the target racks. But still, there are a lot of things you need to improve for the salvaging gameplay, so well. And also, if you don't want to enter the ship via the ramp, you can enter the ship via this ladder. So, which is very odd. For now, I cannot really do anything to it. But normally, I can just enter the ship via this ladder and get up there and enter the cockpit instead of like using the ramp at the back. So the downside of this ship is quite significant for its speed, because when you are in the atmosphere, you will find that this ship is quite slow to fly around. And even if you're using a VTOL and in a spaceport, when you are like lifting yourself up, it's quite kind of odd because the front part would be lifted up while the back part is just like still sticking on the ground. So you need to be careful when you're trying to use a VTOL to lift your ship up. Alright, so over here you can see there's a Corsair, Drake Corsair, released back in 317. It's quite a good ship to fly around. It's an expedition ship though, but well, of course you can treat it as a pirate ship. So let me take a look. Yeah, exploration. So these a floating NPC. This ship is quite handy for me. There's a feature of this ship I think I really want to give a credit to the one who created this ship. Not about its look. The look of it is a kind of odd for me, at least, because I'm a kind of person who really likes to have ships that is equals on both sides. But for the Drake itself, well, the wings when you deploy them is kind of odd, so I'm not a big fan of it. Anyway, so this is a cargo bay. You can house 72 worth of cargo, 72 SU worth of cargo in here, or maybe 1 or 2 mining rocks in here. Over here is an engineering station. Oh, wait a minute, what's this? Oh, gravity generator, okay. So this is the airlock for you to enter and exit from the ship in space. You got some gun racks in here as well, good for piracy. Over here you can see a crew compartment in here. So you got a gallery or kitchen in here, dining table with 3 separate crew compartments in here, which is quite unique for the other kind of Drake ships, for the multi-crew ships, because usually you have a bunk bed instead of like individual rooms for your crew. But still, many things are quite simple, especially you don't have a locker, but instead you're putting stuff on board here like this. But that's a design not really useful. Over here you got an elevator for you to access to the top of the ship, and also from here, or exit from the ship via this elevator, which is not working right now. At the side of it, you got some turret in here. Which house two size 2 laser repeaters in here. So there goes both sides as well. Over here is a bridge, similar design to the other Drake ships. For example, the Cutlasses. You got a captain's quarter in here, and for the co-pilot, you can enter this space, which can like help you to control the 4 guns that is facing forward and treat it like a turret. But it also means that you would take over the control of the pilot's weaponry, which means the pilot will be losing some sort of weapons. So, go back to the thing that I said about what I liked about the ship. So, as I said, I'm not a big fan of its wing design, but the only thing I really admire is that when you really fly around with the ship, you'll find that when you lower the landing gear, you got some lights at the bottom of the ship, which is quite good because, well, yeah, there goes an elevator that's not responsible. I mean, it's not responding my call. Okay, so when you're deploying a ship, the landing gears, when it lands, then you will see the lights like at the bottom of the ship, which can provide a very good landing security for your ship, because in many cases, especially when you just imagine you go to the bunker missions, you want to land on an area, you might hit something at the bottom, against your bottom of the ship, because you can't really see it in the dark. But for the Corsair, it's just like another story, because you got lights, and that kind of light is quite strong as well. So it means that you have a clear sight to the place that you're going to land, which is very good. Which is why I think that this design is extremely good. Okay, so here comes the Dragonfly, a hover bike for racing, but still you got some weaponry on board, a shotgun, 2 shotguns. You can fly around like for fun, but well, for now it's not very useful. You got a pilot seat here, and you got a passenger seat. So once if you enter the passenger seat, you better be aware, because that's how you look like. This is not the front of the ship, but instead it is the back of the ship. So now you know why. If you have any kind of sickness, don't take this seat. Yeah, because it's kind of odd to sit like this. But it's quite good for you if you're like stole something and you need to deal with the one who chase after you. Then this is a very good position for you to hold your weaponry and deal with it. So you can rent this ship right now to fly around, and be advised, if you are flying with this ship, It got a lot of very loud sound coming out from it, because it looks just like a motorbike. That's how it looks like in the pilot seat, which looks very cool. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so here comes the hologram room. So this is the concept ship, the Kraken. Yeah, I believe it's a Kraken. It's a light carrier, unlike the privateer though. The Kraken itself, you can house more cargo on board, and you got a Dragonfly kind of hangar. But if you purchase the privateer, however, you do not come up with a Dragonfly hangar, but instead you got the stores. You got up to 10 stores on board, which 2 of them would be private stores, and those stores would be shielded by extra layer of plating, and you can't really detect what kind of thing inside of those stores. So you can sell some illegal stuff for the Kraken privateer, but not for the Kraken though, so make sure of that. And also you will have a hard time to get out of the atmosphere, although you will have a capability of land on the surface of the planet or satellites. So you have some corridor over here for airlock and stuff, and you can access to your ship via these airlocks if you're parking at the space stations. And you got some hangars to house some light fighters and also some medium craft on the other side of the ship over here. It's a cool looking ship, but also it's a very expensive one as well. It's around $2,000, about $1,500 to $2,000 USD. I mean, so yeah, if it's available, but still need to consider a little bit first before you buy it if you really want to have the ship. Alright, so I believe that I go through every ship for this Defensecon already, which some ships in here looks very nice, which I wanted to like rent it for a bit and fly around again for some ships as well. So I hope you enjoy, and I shall see you guys next time then. Bye bye.